go through it.
Okay, she said, what about now?
Hold on, I can't see the screen right now, so I do have to wait till we are live.
That was an old link.
Live. You know, we're
I just resent you a new one.
There we go. Hello to the Eric and Liz show, and we seem to still go through our emotion like we always do, getting us going, recording us, getting us live on YouTube, and it always gets the best of me by a couple of seconds for reason whatsoever.
Are we on live?
We are on live.
We are on live. Hello, everyone. How are you?
But anyway, you can tell the other person that it's okay. Yeah, good.
Okay.
So well, then I will get our surprise guest on without further ado. And well, people which actually are following on YouTube Live, they can already see who is that person. But for people which are going to watch the recording, we get our surprise guest on without further ado. That is interesting. Did I get myself not out there? Yes, I did. Someone must be watching live and we're getting the feedback. So, hey, I love that. Hello, surprise guest. Can you hear me? No, not yet. Not yet. It's coming up, but you know what? Let me get the other person in.
All right.
Because if that takes, its time anyhow, we might as well.
Yeah, there she is. Hey, all right.
God. Hi.
Well, hello, my beautiful friend.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Eric, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
You were there, and there you are.
There she is. There you are.
I don't know what's happening with these links tonight, but that's okay. We're here now.
That's right. You look great. You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw you exercising and getting it in. All
right. Yes, I have to.
That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. How is the weather?
So the weather is really hot here in Atlanta. I've been doing a lot of being out in the sun and trying to get vitamin D just because I was having some issues with blood clots. So I've been spending a lot of time outside and it's it's not as bad as Louisiana, but it's pretty hot here in Atlanta. I guess that's why they call it Hot Atlanta.
Right.
No, it was interesting because last time it was rain and storm and everything.
Right, it was.
Hey, hello. Here is our other surprise.
Oh, hi, Jessica.
I'm sorry. I had problems.
You had problems.
Sorry.
So you were not the only one.
Yeah, I was having problems too.
Wow.
So finally we got you together because, like I said, we had some loose ties, we had to, get rid of literally. And, well, I will leave it to Liz, really.
Okay.
Because that was a part where Liz was really instrumental, and go ahead.
Okay, so again, I would love to introduce Keisha Lenore Fairman of White Weight TV. And here we have Jessica, and Keisha Lenore has something that she would like to talk to Jessica about.
Yes.
So just go ahead and do your thing, Keisha.
Okay, well, first of all, Jessica, it is so nice to meet you. Liz has told me about you, but then, of course, I also read an article about you and some of the trials and stumbling blocks that you've run into as it relates to your weight. First of all, let me say you are absolutely beautiful, and it's like it's you're glowing right now, so that's a positive thing. But Liz called me and she was kind of talking to me about you and your story. And is it okay if I tell her a little background about myself, or?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So, Liz, I'm the CEO and the founder of Why Wait TV. And the reason I started Why Wait, after I read your article, our stories are so similar, and I just knew there was amazing synergy there. But I started Why Wait because I started to gain a tremendous amount of weight, and nobody could tell me what was happening or why. And so I ended up finding a pituitary tumor. And so in that process, I was diagnosed with a couple of other things too, including sleep apnea. So when I read your story, I was like, oh my goodness. And then I also, it was so similar because I did a study at Pennington Biomedical Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I had to sleep in a metabolic chamber. I had to go at really weird times. And it was always something that if I was working with someone, would kind of cause a problem because most people don't understand. And when people look at you, they automatically assume that, you know, you're just not trying. And that was my thing. I wanted to make sure that someone heard stories like ours, that, you know, sometimes things happen that we have absolutely no control over, and it does affect our bodies and our health in different ways. And so I was diagnosed with Cushing's and adrenal fatigue, sleep apnea. I mean, I could go on, but we're talking about happy things right now. So I ended up having brain surgery, and we removed the pituitary tumor. And once we removed the tumor, I literally lost almost 100 pounds. So I was 283 when I had the surgery. And I covered my mirrors. I didn't like going anywhere. Like you, it was a little different because I actually walked up on some of my friends talking about me. And Liz will tell you, I'm very active. I'm a runner. And so
Yes.
heart-wrenching to walk up on my friends, go, oh my God, did you see her? She looks so bad. So from there, I was like, I kind of got a little upset, but then I didn't want to just get upset and hide anymore. I was like, something is wrong that I can't control, and I want people to hear my story. And so that's why I said, and I want them to know why I have this weight. And so it's a double entendre. So it's, why do I have the weight? Making sure we go to the doctors and we're advocates for ourselves. But then also, why am I carrying this weight of what other people perceive of me? And it's hard to do that sometimes when it's hard to look at yourself. And so after speaking with Liz, I was like, oh my God, I have to work with her. And I would love to have you be a part of Why Wait TV. I would like to gift you with several things, including a nutritionist, and we have online trainers and experts that are a part of the show, so we can actually customize some things for you. I have licensed and certified yoga instructors that have agreed to do yoga with us. And so I want you to understand that this is not just about, you know, us working out together, because I plan on doing everything with you. After having the brain surgery, I ended up having heart surgery. I'm a runner. And so I kind of got off a little bit. So when Liz called me and we were talking and she told me your story and I read your story, I was like, man, you know, this is what it's about. And I feel like this is what I need to give back and let someone know that you're absolutely beautiful no matter what. And I want to do whatever I can to help you feel even more comfortable in your skin, because that's what it's about. It's not about what people see. It's how you feel about yourself within. And so I have other things. I don't know if I should like say them all right now, but we do have an entire team that is very excited about meeting you. I talked to my doctor,
awesome.
who's in LA. And so what I'd like to do is schedule a time for you to meet our nutritionist, the director of the show, Frank. He's actually in LA working on 2 television shows right now.
All right, I'm Frank.
Yes, yes. And then I have a nutritionist and a yoga instructor in St. Croix. And so she's going to talk to you and kind of ask some questions so she can customize some things. I know you're in a different time zone completely. So what we'll do is I'll make it very easy for you. We'll either upload it to YWait's website so that you have 24-hour access to it, because I don't want this to become something that you have to move your schedule around to do. I want it to be something that you have time to really sit and enjoy what you're doing and not feel rushed. So you'll have access to all of these things. I have another person who's a trainer, but it's dance. I don't know if you like to dance or not, so we'll have to chat a little bit more.
Nice.
You love to dance?
Actually, it's one of those things, if I may share, one of the comments that I got ever since sharing my story was, and that people don't know publicly, is I get a lot of comments saying, oh, you must be the type of fat girl that can't dance, and just all these comments talking about how I'm fat, therefore I can't move. And so it has been something on my mind, is I would love to be able to dance, because it's something that I did for about 10 years of my life. But I mean, I can't dance, but it's something I enjoy.
Oh my gosh, well, I'll wait to tell you that. It's like I have a friend who he's a celebrity trainer, and he has an entire following around dancing and losing weight and being happy. And so he's going to also put together some things for us that you'll be able to do at your own speed in your house. And we'll just kind of create an accountability group between the 2 of us. And I'll make sure that you're encouraged along the way, and make sure you have my contact, because I know sometimes in this space it can get really heavy. So I want you to know you can call me or text me, or I'm always up working, so there's never a time that you won't be able to access me. But I've done a lot of talking, so I want to hear a little bit more about you from you and see how we can make this happen. And thank you so much, Eric and Liz, for thinking.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Thank
you, Keisha. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Keisha, so much. And absolutely, Eric and Liz, you've changed my life. I don't know if you know that. I've tried to articulate that in emails, but I don't know if it's coming through. And Miss Keisha, I'm so excited to have you in my life. I'm so excited. Seeing as this topic is a little bit, well, is around weight, I guess, and I admire you so much. You are such a strong lady and so powerful. I mean, I have to say that a lot of my weight is to do with me, and I would like to talk about that if I'm allowed, Eric and Liz. Is that okay?
Go ahead, of course.
Absolutely.
Because you know, people, or at least society, will have you believe that a person is overweight because or is fat because they're just, like you said, not trying. And actually everybody has a really different story. And me, I've been, I believe, all spectrums of weight, because I'm naturally petite, I'm very short, and growing up, you know, I fluctuated in weight, but stayed relatively slim because I was super, super active. I'm also a runner. In fact, my whole family are runners. We love cross-country running, and it's perfect for where I grew up in Devon, is full of fields and very big, like, moors. So I do have an experience with, you know, having an active lifestyle. It's just that, you know, how do I describe this? It really was just a spiral for me, because up until I went to university, I was in dance classes, cheer classes. You know, I was in a lot of things. I was in a very abusive relationship, and part of that was when I moved to where I'm actually living now. My ex found out that I was moving here, and then decided, and whilst I was in a relationship with him, I actually battled, I would call, a minor eating disorder, because the things that would happen really were that he wouldn't let me eat. He would stand me in front of the mirror. I don't know if sizes convert, but I was a size 4 at the time that this happened. and he would stand me in front of the mirror naked and tell me how fat I was, and would make me tell myself how fat I was. Or if we'd go to a restaurant, he would order me chicken broth. And there was this one occasion when a waitress said, "Oh, is that all you're going to have?" And he laughed and said, "Well, nobody wants to eat to watch a fat pig eat." And this was in public. And so anyway, when I moved here, he had found out that I'd moved here. And he found out I'd moved here with a white man. And basically, he started a tirade for about a year where he would threaten to throw acid in my face. He would threaten to have me attacked or beaten. And because he had beaten me before, I had believed it. And it wasn't until I went to counseling that I realized that that behavior had actually caused me to suffer some kind of PTSD. And what people don't really know is actually, because I've always been very professional, so I've always been good at my job, but personally I stopped going out, I stopped running, I stopped seeing friends, and the weight started to pile up. Then I was diagnosed with PCOS, so polycystic ovaries.
Yes, I have PCOS.
Wow.
I found that suddenly I went from being able to lose weight really quickly and easily to suddenly it just wasn't budging.
It won't go.
And so, yeah, that's, yes, I'm fat, but it wasn't I just stopped trying. It was a gradual thing. And that's what I really want to showcase, though, to tell people is it's not just simple as I just eat a lot and that's it, or I just don't exercise and that's it. There is sometimes, a lot of the times, there's more to it than that. So
yes. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a powerful story. That's amazing.
You're really brave to tell your story. A lot of people, they don't want to share certain things, but that's how we grow. That's how we learn, is when we hear someone else's story, and then they know that, oh my God, there's someone else who's gone through the same thing that I have.
Right.
So I commend you for sharing your story. There may be a listener out there that you have just connected with.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yes. I always say, and I've been under this philosophy that for me, I've been holding on to this pain for so long, and I want to release it, but in a way that can help other people.
Right.
Yeah, that's really strong. Like I commend you, like Liz, for telling your story. And then I think one of the things that I take away from your story is, now that you understand what the why is, it makes it so much easier to kind of confront it and move ahead and move away from it. And so I know PCOS can be, it changes your life completely. And it affects your emotions as well, which can sometimes put you in a really weird place, because I've been there. I completely understand. So I think there's a lot of things that we can kind of help each other with. And I'm really excited about it. I can't wait until we can have a chance to just kind of talk and dive into exactly how we're going to change our lives and other people's lives as well. And yeah, I'm excited about moving forward.
Yes,
right. That's awesome. Then I also want to commend Eric, because you must have felt very comfortable and saw something in Eric that, made you very, very comfortable in telling your story to him, and that's, that's awesome. Yes.
Jessica and I, we share a couple of things now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We share I said we shared 1.5 hours, about talking about our depression. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which could have been very depressive.
Yeah.
But
surprisingly, it wasn't. Surprisingly, it was quite refreshing. I don't know how you felt.
Oh no, me too. I felt also it was the same, and sometimes it's when you talk to each other and share those stories to each other. I mean, look, Jessica and Keisha, just in the couple of minutes you just met, you shared already a lot.
Yeah.
And found things in common, and that's really what we want to do, is try bring those people together and just give them hope.
Yes.
You know, just do it, give them hope, and we have someone else in the waiting room, which also has a story. It's like we all have stories,
Yeah.
and
Right, exactly.
sometimes we feel how shall I say, alone with the story,
Hmm.
not being able to share it, and it really comes in all forms and sizes. That's
It
all I can say.
does. It does. It does. It's amazing how the universe works and how we all end up at the right place, talking to the right people at the right time. Um,
Exactly. There's no mistakes.
never a
It's
mistake.
definitely
Never.
not. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me admit, Jamie Danielle. So, like I said, anytime you want, you can just go. You can click out of the program, or you can just, um, stay on and see and wait. And but I just want to bring her in now, so at least that Keisha, Jessica, and Liz
Mhm.
can meet Jamie,
Yes.
and of course there's this little time lapse, where we just wait when they are coming, when things are coming on. So Keisha, let me ask you, when are you going to start having programs again?
So we are planning. I actually spoke with my director. We've been talking every day for the past 2 weeks or so. I had another medical setback a little bit. So we are going to ramp back up next week with getting content and getting things out there. And Jessica, you were the catalyst for me to really, because I had gotten in, and Eric, like you said, I'd gotten into this really kind of sad space with myself just because of health issues. And once I
Mhm.
spoke with Liz and we kind of talked about exactly what was going on with you, I called my director and he was like, "Thank God, I've been waiting for you to call and tell me let's start moving again." And
Mhm.
all of my experts, we talk daily. And they're all still a part of my life. A couple of the participants that were a part of the show are still working. So yeah, next week we're back at it again.
All right. That's
That's
great.
great to hear. Well, Jamie, hello, Jamie.
Hi.
How are you? Well, welcome to the show, and
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you made it.
Thank
Hi,
I know.
Jamie. How are you?
you. Good.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Yeah,
to meet
nice to
you.
meet you.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie has a lot of things going on in her life, and she is also, just a multi-business entrepreneur, and she started quite early. So, Jamie, if, just give us, that elevator pitch story of Jamie.
Oh boy. Okay. So oh gosh, I don't even know where to start. Well, I grew up in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, and um followed a boyfriend after I graduated high school, followed a boyfriend out to Boulder, Colorado, and lived with him for a few years, and kind of was like, working in restaurants, early 20s, not sure what I wanted to do or be or whatever. And then I met another boyfriend and I followed him out to San Diego. And once I landed in San Diego, I don't know, I had a real interest in cooking. I'd never been formally trained or anything like that. And I started kind of looking for job opportunities that involved cooking. And I met Chef Larry, who Eric knows, at a big event downtown San Diego. And he was a local sort of celebrity at the time. And I was like, "Oh, I love your show. I love your cooking. I love everything you make." Da, da, da. And he's like, "Oh, I'm doing this radio show. Why don't you come on and, you know, talk to us a little bit about what you do?" And so I did that and I met Eric. And from there, I started private chefing, which I didn't even know I could do. So with practically no cooking experience, I was hired by a family to cook for them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it was basically like culinary school because I would study every night, like what I was going to make. I'd go do all the grocery shopping, come back, make dinner. They fired me like 5 times because my meals were terrible, but I actually stayed with them for a year, and from there found other cooking opportunities, and then opened up my own agency. I had gone through an agency to find cooking jobs, and opened up my own agency to help chefs kind of do what I did, because I didn't realize you could do this without an actual like culinary degree. So I started helping chefs, and then that led to nannies and personal assistants and estate managers. And this was in 2006. So I've had this business for quite a while, and I got pretty burnt out on it. I got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to do something else for a little while. So I hired a gal to help me, and then I started doing some real estate. So I do that as well. But yeah, that's that's the gist. But yeah, so Eric was on the Chef Larry show, and what year was that, Eric? Like,
you know what? That was, I would say, at least 15 years ago.
Yeah.
15, 16 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's actually, the Chef Larry show actually got me to start, also making my own shows and everything. Sometimes you need that little push.
Yes.
And I like that. And Jamie, that was now, how shall I say, the elevator pitch story, looking really for those rosy sunglasses. Like, oh, nothing happened on the way, and everything.
Oh yeah,
so
it was
peachy.
horrible.
And, it happens. Just normal flow. Oh yeah, and now I'm there.
You gotta roll with the punches. Yeah. Like getting fired 5 times.
But going back to your first boyfriend, you were 18 when you left home, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
So you just said to your parents, you know what? That is it. I'm leaving.
Well, it was a little more dramatic than that, but yeah, definitely said, well, I'm gonna go out on my own and see what's out there. And I had, and my boyfriend, we'd been together since, I don't know, we were like, started dating when we were 15, and he had a really good family, and they were supportive, and so it was awesome. I'm very thankful for him, and his mother is actually in my life today. She comes and visits me, and she's Grandma Diana to my daughter, and her and her husband were always just like always there for me throughout my whole life. So yeah, he was a blessing. His family was a blessing.
Yeah. So who wasn't there for you?
Well, I definitely had an interesting childhood. My parents were both alcoholics, and it was not easy being at home. So yeah, it's always nice to have people in your life that look out for you and love you when your parents don't. So yeah.
What a story.
And it wasn't just I mean, when you say your parents was your mother was your biological mother, and your father was your stepfather.
My father was my stepfather, yes.
And there was so that other biological father or person,
yes,
which you found out later in life who he actually was.
We did, yes. When I was, I don't know, 15 or 16, my mom had told me when I was 12 who I thought was my real father wasn't actually my real father. But he was wonderful. I was very blessed to have him in my life as well, because he was solid and just a neat guy. He passed away about about 15 years ago. But yeah, this is kind of crazy. My mom was watching. So she told me my dad was an actor when I was 12. She's like, I know his name. I don't know anything about him, but if you want to find him, I'll help you find him. So she was watching my cousin Vinny, and I walked into the living room, and she was like, no shit, James. She's like, that's your dad right there, on TV, the prosecuting attorney.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, is she joking? I mean, I didn't know how to take that, but she's like, there he is. And it was too much for me to handle. I know I left. I was with some friends. I left. I never brought it up to her again. Like, didn't even talk about it. It was too much. But when I was 18, I decided to find him. So I talked to a private investigator, and I told him, he was on the show, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, he's going to be easy to find. So
Sure.
yeah, he was. So he got back to me, and he was like, here's his name, here's his agent's contact information. Send him a letter, and hopefully he'll get in touch. And I sent him a letter, and he did. He got in touch, I would say, a few months after, and told me a little bit about himself, and that he had a son, and he was doing the show, oh gosh, what was it called? The Adventures of Superman at the time. I don't know if you guys remember that show. Lewis and Clark, The Adventures of Superman. He played Perry White. So he's like, why don't you come down to LA and you can be an extra on the show and all this stuff. And I was 18, and I was working 2 jobs, and I wanted to do that, and I was like, sure. But the reality of it, I didn't have a car at the time. I didn't have the money to go down there, and he didn't offer any of that. So it just I never went down there. We kept in touch, and never met. He would send me a telegram every once in a while. It was very interesting. But he passed away of Lou Gehrig's disease, 12 years ago or 13 years ago. But the silver lining is that he had a son, my brother Robbie, and we're very close now. And then
that's great.
Big family in Tennessee and North Carolina, and they've all welcomed me. I've gone to their huge family reunions, and it's been pretty amazing. So even though I never got to know him, and they actually said his whole life was acting. He wasn't a good dad. He didn't miss it. He sent his son to boarding school. He didn't miss out on a whole lot. So that was kind of nice. But to have this whole family kind of take me in was
right. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah, I'm very happy for that. And I still talk to them all the time. And my brother, who's a bit of a handful after growing up in LA around, movie sets and things like that.
Oh yeah.
So got to bring him down to earth every once in a while.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting that you are bringing him down to earth. but anyhow, so I
now, Eric, you really like to dive deep, don't you?
Well, hey, you said you wanted to be on the show, so I might as well. Don't forget, this is about showing that you can overcome.
Yes.
And if you don't get the backstory, how can people, someone just sees you like that, and you talk, and you're a multiple entrepreneur, they might think, oh my God, this was all rosy. She is successful, she does it, not knowing that maybe, sometimes I have the feeling that people have to go through a lot of shit before they really get into a position to become a good entrepreneur, or to push themselves, or that how should I say that moment in the life happened that they say, oh my gosh, I don't want to live that life anymore. It
Yeah.
has to change.
Definitely.
And the only thing that Liz and I really want to show out there is that everybody has a story.
Mhm.
Right, absolutely.
You know, it's not easy, and there are roadblocks all the time. And there you are finally, and you find the man of your life, and you want to have a family, and you can't have kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did you go through to actually make that dream possible?
So I met Luke when I was 40, and we started, or no, 38. We got married when we were 40, started to try for a child right after that. And I could not get pregnant. We went through all sorts of, I don't know, crazy stuff to figure out why. Like to see if my fallopian tubes are blocked, and I don't know, just all sorts of stuff. So I ended up doing a round of IVF. That didn't work. And then I got pregnant and I had a miscarriage, which caused something called Asherman syndrome, and that's scarring in your uterus. So I had to go and get surgery to get the scarring fixed. And we were looking at donors. We were going to get a donor egg, and I got pregnant. Somehow I got pregnant, and she's a healthy 2-year-old now.
You mean somehow?
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, we really did not.
That's awesome.
So surprised. Like it was, I mean, we'd gone through so much, and yeah, and my doctor was like, you just don't try to get pregnant because you'll have another miscarriage. You'll get, with your levels and everything, you'll have to go through the surgery again and all this stuff. And so like I was scared to death. We didn't tell anybody until I was 5 months. We told his parents anyway, but nobody else, because we just weren't sure if she was going to make it or not, and she did.
Wow.
She did. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So what's her name? What's her name?
Emery.
Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
that's pretty. That's really pretty.
The sweetest. I'm like, oh, so in love. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, congratulations again. Nothing takes the place of being, a mother. It's amazing.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's truly amazing.
Totally.
I'm a grandma, so love my granddaughter. She is something else.
Yeah.
So children are definitely a joy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Eric, it's just what you said, listening to your story, Jane, and that like full circle and everything that you've shared. It's like, wow. And then you're so accomplished. So you were so correct, Eric, in saying that, sometimes letting other people kind of see in a little bit. I'm sure you've just inspired so many people to keep pushing. That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, and being 40 and having kids, why not?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was sat here doing calculations because I was thinking Jamie was like in her early 20s.
I was thinking the same thing, Jamie. You look so young. I mean, you look like a baby.
I was like, 40.
40.
No, I would have chosen to try to have a child a lot earlier, but you go through bad relationships and whatnot, and it just doesn't work out. And so I met Lizz and I did, and that you know, that was.
There you go. So Jamie, you're going to have to share your secret of how you look so
Yeah.
young, girl. I don't know what you're doing.
Zoom.
Yes.
I was gonna say, well, you look like you had her in your 20s. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
what is your specialty as far as what you cook? You kind of cook all American, you cook everything across the board as far as your culinary experience?
Like everything, but I love to grill.
Okay.
I love like meats and vegetables. I love to make Thai food. I worked for a Thai chef for a little bit.
Mm.
And so learned some of her like secrets, I guess. And so like, yeah, Thai food. My husband loves to make sushi and Japanese style food. So, and he loves to cook. So it's kind of
Oh,
fun
wow.
to have like a little bit of a battle in the kitchen. So most of the time I'm like, okay, you cook, go for it.
Yeah.
He loves to cook. And so I don't get to cook as much as
Wow.
but I'm not good at baking. Like I can't make make cookies. I'm just it's like measuring everything. I'm just not good at like keeping it like almost a science baking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely love to eat.
I hear you.
I can't bake.
Who's your daughter's favorite cook?
Wow. Well, I'd like to ask you a question about your business.
Sure.
Like your staffing service, how is that going? I mean, have you tremendously been affected, by COVID, or is it still going? Or, like your staffing services, how's that,
Yeah.
going? How's that going?
So in March and April, I mean, we didn't have barely any placements. Business just kind of shut down, but I think that's because everything shut down. And
Mm-hmm.
but with the schools, not sure if they're going to be people not sure if they're going to be open or not. We've had so many requests for nannies, tutors,
Right.
and private teachers. So we've been really busy with that. So that's like I know people don't want to bring other people into their homes right now, but they're also like, we can't, homeschool and work and do all this.
Mm-hmm.
So people are trying to bring in, someone to help with that. So luckily that's been busy.
Right. And they're starting new services now for like first responders, because they really don't have anywhere to, for people to watch their children. So that's like a booming business now, but you have to find someone that you trust, to take care of your children at, odd hours. So are you finding are a lot of people contacting you for that as well?
It's been mostly like people looking for someone part-time or full-time, not kind of on call, but that's a good idea
Mm-hmm.
to offer that. Someone to have like maybe a list of people that are on call.
Right,
That
exactly.
are vetted, and then they can call them if they have to, run out for an emergency or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, Keisha,
Oh,
you are.
yeah. Okay.
I love because you started it and I was come here.
Yeah, here in Atlanta, it's been school's about to start, and Ryan's at a Montessori school, and so they gave us the hybrid option. But Jamie, I've been and a couple of other parents, we've been talking to some tutors because I have a whole lot going on, but I don't want Ryan to slack because I can't focus. Even though they'll have everything that they need, I feel like having a tutor and having someone that she could kind of talk to directly when I'm not right there would really help. But my question is, have you had a lot of clients reaching out for like meal prep or having meals prepared for their families right now, especially with parents being away from home and kids being?
No, we have not. Not as much, actually.
Yeah.
We would, as far as
That's a
like
real good
private
idea.
chefs go, yeah, we usually do a handful a year. I would say under 10, but yeah.
Well, I'll tell you that I have a couple of families here in Atlanta who the you know, their parents are back at work, and they have actually been reaching out and getting people to prepare meals for their kids while they're at home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know at least 4 people that have done that. So I don't know if you're thinking about it or not.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a
Yes.
good idea. Totally.
Yeah.
I know anything that can help parents right now. It's crazy. I mean, I just have one, she's 2, but like some of my friends that have kids that are in school, I mean, they were like, you know, in April and May, they were like, oh my God, this is insane.
It's a whole nother ball game. And even the virtual learning is amazing, but you still have to interact with them and make sure that they're understanding what they're, because it's online and it's not like having the teacher right there with them.
Totally.
And not to mention the mental aspect, because I know my daughter is so accustomed to being with her friends. And now we're in a space where they can't really get together. We've done trunk lunch and distant dining, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Right. You know, the social hour, you know, children love to socialize. You know, so you have, that has to be included in everything.
Well, she has scheduled Zoom calls and they try to like play these games on Zoom. And one day I was like, what has happened? Like the kids, and they are really interacting with each other on Zoom, but she's ready to go back. Of course, I'm probably going to leave her home at least for the first half of the year. But I think
I don't blame you.
That I know, all of them are like, okay, it's time to go play again.
Right, exactly. Kids, you know, kids really miss it. You know, I know my granddaughter does. She misses school. She misses, you know, her friends, and, you know, they miss each other. They miss it.
Yeah.
You know?
I miss my friends.
Yeah, I know. I miss my friends. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
What are you missing? I've got my friend with me.
I've got my coffee.
Yeah, well, Liz came on. I did a cocktail and conversation Zoom, and everybody had their drinks, and it was
that was so cool, Keisha. That was so cool. It was.
Yeah. So thank
God
for
that
technology.
Again.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have to have Jessica and Eric and everybody, and we'll have our conversations.
Yeah, we're gonna have to invite you too, Jamie. You'll love it.
Jamie, of course.
Yes.
Jamie can like teach us a recipe or something. That would be so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a big gin tonic.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it's good at least, you know, we can have some fun, and you know, I hope we can really put some, you know, some hope out there. And it's, these are daring times, you know, in a totally different way that we have ever experienced, I guess. I mean, not in my living time, you know, I was ever faced with a crisis like that. When I think that when I was younger, one of the things it's like, oh, I hope there will never be, you know, war ever again. And from, you know, being just very naive, forgetting that there is war in many parts of the world.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes you just forget that, how to say, or, you know, we're actually very comfortable. But there's still despair, and if we can help there, I think we're doing a good job. And when I look, you know, at Jessica, Keisha, Jamie, Liz, I think we all playing a good part, a good role in that.
Life is truly a stage. And I think, thank you and Liz for putting together this platform so that I can meet amazing people like Jessica and Jamie, and hopefully we can all, even though we're in different places, we can all find a way to work together, because I feel like that's what's going to change a lot of this is
That's the beauty of it.
Yes, empathy and being able to connect with other amazing souls. I think that to me is the ultimate goal to changing not just the world, but people's aspect, and talking about that depression that you just referenced, Eric, because it's conversations like this that can give people true hope, because a lot of people are in a not so good space, and they're not comfortable saying it right now.
Exactly. Because like I said before on one of our other shows, you know, a lot of times, you know, people want to go to work so they can get away from the situation. But, you know, now, you're having to stay home, and it's almost like no escaping, or, you know, so you have to find ways.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that are, they're splitting up. A lot of separations and divorces happening right now.
It kind of lets you know who you're living with too.
It's like the curtain has been.
Oh my God.
My partner, he formed a residents association where we live, because where we live, there's a lot of disadvantaged families, and something that we've seen an increase on because of this lockdown here in London is the increase of people finally coming out and admitting that they're in domestic violence relationships. And so something that his organization's been working on is trying to rehome these people. And it's just shocking how many people are going through that.
You'd be surprised, I tell you.
I think that's the really sad part for a lot of children, because a lot of kids use school to get away, and that's kind of like their place of refuge. And now they're stuck at home in the midst of the very place that they were trying to get away from.
Exactly.
Yeah. And of course, the making sure they have something to eat daily. So there's so many ways.
That's another thing.
Just completely changed. And it's going to take a group of amazing people like you guys to help us find a way to get back to what our new normal will be, I guess.
Exactly. And it's so hard, literally hard to believe that kids actually get 2 meals at school. You know, and so now they're faced with possibly nothing. You know, and that's not, I'm not ashamed to say that I know, you know, certain people that are actually going through that. It's really sad. You know, but there are places that you can go to, you know, to get, you know, food. I've heard of, you know, different distribution centers and different churches who are offering food, and those lines are really long. You would be surprised. People are really going through it, you know? So, you know, we have to be that branch to get information out there to people, you know? Because
we have to be
aren't living like you think they are. You'd be surprised. So.
Okay, come on, Jessica. Something uplifting here. You see how everybody is going like,
It's like, oh yeah, you're right.
So the idea, you know, it's to end it on a good note.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Well, I will say that I'm very excited. I'm so happy to have met you too, Jamie. And hopefully I can learn some things from you and how to prepare things that I may not have any experience with. I'm from Louisiana, so I really like to eat and cook. But Jessica, I'm so excited to get started and to get to know you a little bit better and find ways that I can do whatever I can to help in your process of rediscovering who you are and how beautiful you are and how we're going to change lives with our stories.
Exactly. And Jessica, I can't wait to customize you a look that you're going to be able to pull out of your closet forever, because it'll be a classic.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I do have to say that all dresses that Liz designs, they are classics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're timeless. So you can wear it in 20, 30 years from now.
Right.
Everything Liz
Exactly.
designs, everything she designs.
Well,
She's
thank you.
super
Thank you. I
talented.
appreciate that.
Super
I
talented.
appreciate that. Yes. And I'm going to stay in touch with you, Jamie. I'm going to be in your ear. We're going to be in touch.
Sounds
Absolutely.
good. Yeah, I would definitely love
Mm-hmm.
to come back again and chat with you guys.
Exactly. We would love to have you back.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, then
Very
on that note, guys, I wish you all the best. And Jessica, Keisha, you're going to connect.
Okay.
I know Liz has everything ready for the
Mhm.
address exchanges.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? I just want to say, Jessica, I just see a joy in your face.
Yeah.
From the first time that I met you. You have this joy that's in your face. And I'm just so happy for you. I'm so
Thank
happy for
you.
you with, you know, the things that are coming your way.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy for you.
Honestly, and again, I'm not just saying this, but I've never felt so full of love. And just meeting Jamie and the amazing Miss Keisha and you, Liz, and Eric, and I've never been in a situation where I've been surrounded by such amazing people who truly inspire me, really, really well and truly. So thank you so much.
You're
I
more
can't
than
say
welcome.
thank you enough.
You're very deserving, you know? Yeah, very deserving.
Yeah, but
Yes.
there again, you know, Jessica, you are, I think, one more proof in showing that it doesn't matter what situation you come out of. If you share that experience, it will resonate.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, how last time we talked, you had how many views? 60 million views?
No. 20. 20.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
20 is not bad. 20 million views is not bad.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in an industry where you like to multiply.
Sorry.
I'm in an industry where you like to multiply.
Oh. Then 60 million's fine.
Wow, wow. You know what, Jamie, thank you for sharing your story. I really appreciate that. I really do. You know what's so funny? I just watched that movie about 3 weeks ago. I watch it all the time. I have it like on some kind of, I don't know, but I always watch that movie. But, you know, that was a very, you know, inspiring story. You would never know. Like you can never judge a book by its cover. You never.
Right.
You don't know what a person has gone through at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie, I would love to exchange information with you as well. So guys, if you could introduce us, that would be amazing.
Oh, absolutely, Keisha, for sure. For sure.
Now I'm going to do something which I normally don't do, but I'm stopping the recording and everybody stays online.
Okay.
All right. So nice meeting everyone again. And you guys have a blessed weekend. Tomorrow's Friday.
You know, the idea was that everybody is actually staying online right now, so you can talk to each other. There's no recording of the show.
Oh.